Sports.
We are sports. We are Sun.
The Rays' 10-day, 11-game road trip is on to stop number 2, the barbecue capital of the world, Kansas City, Missouri, where left-hander Ryan Yarbrough will make his 3rd start of the season, facing off against slugger Mike Moustakas and the Kansas City Royals. Tonight, we welcome you to Kansas City, Missouri, home of steak and barbecue, and Kauffman Stadium, home of the Kansas City Royals, where tonight the Rays open this 3-game series against Kansas City. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. So good to have you with us. Well, the Rays off a tough series to begin this road trip, but one of the bright spots came from the third base position and Matt Duffy's performance at the plate.
Listen, feeling frisky. We talked about it yesterday, and Matt Duffy has continued to swing the bat well. When you go over his last 8 ball games, the batting average 400, on base percentage 441. 5 of the 8 games have been multi-hit efforts, and it's been an aggressive approach. Right now, he's got a very well-defined strike zone, and he is turning the swing loose, hitting the ball all over the field. It's led to big things for this Rays offense. Mike Moustakas, how about this guy? He has been hitting the ball hard consistently all season long, and that plays out to an average of 296. He's got 10 home runs already, 29 driven in. He's coming off of a very good road trip, hitting 320 on that trip, and he swings the bat very well here at home. A 325 hitter this season at Kauffman Stadium. You got to control him as part of that Royal lineup.
And in the opening game of this series, 2 young lefties go at it. Eric Skoglund, just 25 years old, on the hill for Kansas City. And Ryan Yarbrough, 26, will make the start for the Rays. Yarbrough in with a record of 2-2. Rays and the Royals just moments away from America's heartland. Back with all the action in a moment. Welcome back to Kansas City and Kauffman Stadium. Tonight the Rays and the Royals meet for the first time in this three-game series. Then we'll take a quick look at the starting lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. The Rays will have Adeiny Echeverria leading off. He'll be at shortstop, followed by C.J. Crone at first base, and then Matt Duffy hitting third, playing third. The cleanup hitter is Wilson Ramos. Daniel Robertson is at second in the lineup as the DH tonight. Brant Miller. Johnny Field, who pitched in the game yesterday, is in center field tonight, hitting seventh in front of Carlos Gomez, the right fielder, and Rob Refsnyder will be in left. He'll bat ninth.
Well, taking the mound tonight for the Kansas City Royals is going to be left-hander Eric Skoglund, 6 feet 7 inches tall, working downhill, makes his 7th start of the season. You see the season numbers there, but 2 of his last 3 have been quality starts, including the last time out against the Orioles. He went 6 1/3, gave up 3 earned runs and a no decision. Let's take a look at that Kansas City defense, see how they're going to line up here tonight. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. And in the outfield left to right, we have John Jay, Alex Gordon, and Jorge Soler. Across the infield third to first, Chesler Cuthbert, Alcides Escobar, Whit Merrifield, and Hunter Dozier, with Salvador Perez behind the plate.
And there's Ned Yost looking on from the Kansas City dugout. His club this year 13 and 27th in his 9th season as the manager here of the Kansas City Royals. Well, the big year for him was 15 when they went 95 and 67 and were world champs. And Kevin Cash, the Rays manager, looking on from the Rays dugout. Rays trying to find the winning side here of things. They've dropped 6 of 7, winning 1 of the 4 games they played against the Orioles in Baltimore. But tonight it's Kansas City providing the opposition. And here is Adeiny Echeverria set to step in against this tall left-hander.
What will happen next?
Well, Skoglund, out of Sarasota, born in Sarasota, and went to University of Central Florida. So definite Florida ties with the Kansas City lefty. And here's Echeverria. He goes after the first one and lines it to Gordon in center, who makes the catch.
Boy, did they have him defensed perfectly. Alex Gordon kind of shading out there towards right center. That line drive hit right to him. Well, you know, when you look at Skoglund, he's at almost 65% first pitch strike guy. He doesn't have overpowering stuff. He's a true finesse lefty, kind of like Ryan Yarbrough. And so expect these Rays hitters to be turning it loose early.
C.J. Crone. He takes the first pitch for a strike. 82 degrees here. And the threat of rain, although we're going to take an optimistic approach here. 0-2. It is overcast. But our information says over the next 3 hours we're not supposed to have rain. So let's see how that holds.
I really think that the crew came together today, Dwayne.
Here's a shot toward the corner. That ball will be a fair ball, flagged down by Soler out there, and it's going to be a double for C.J. Crone. That's his 7th double of the year. Now, Crone may not have a hitting streak, but he's got an on-base streak of 19 now.
Oh, that's all you're asking for. Find a way to get on, and here he gets a fastball up. Try to change the eye level there, and he drops it just fair and hustles his way into scoring position.
So a chance right here for Matt Duffy and the Rays to break out in front.
He's taken, C.J. Crone is taking that 2-hole a little bit too seriously with the on-base streak.
He certainly has taken to that spot.
He has.
You know, it makes sense. You get a guy up there with a little pop. He's hit 8 home runs. Now a double. 1-0 the count to Duffy. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Skoglund too high with the pitch. 2-0. Duffy, a .276 hitter with men in scoring position. Overall, .307. The pitch is wide, 3-0.
Well, as we highlighted in the open, he's swinging the bat well. He's got his strike zone is defined. He's keeping his swings, the majority of his swings, to balls that are out over the plate. He's turned that into a very good average, and now that much closer to working a walk.
That's a strike, 3-1. Rays start tonight 16-22. Kansas City 13-27. So Duffy trying to get the Rays off on the right foot. And now it's a full count.
Well, you're sitting dead red there. You know, a guy that is struggling with finding the strike zone to you, a 3-1 count, and he drops in a breaking ball. And that's kind of what you'll see Ryan Yarbrough and Eric Skoglund so similar in that way. They don't get caught into too many patterns.
Foul the other way. It's out of play. There's a liner into right, a base hit. Crone will go to third. They're going to wave him around. Solaire's throw to the plate will not be in time. Skipping by Perez and backed up by Skoglund. And the Rays lead 1-0.
Boy, that looked like Soler out there in right field was going to have a play on C.J. Crone. A great job by Matt Duffy staying inside. We talked, about how well he's swinging the bat, using the whole field. Stay inside that pitch that's elevated, kind of like C.J. Crone. Shoot it into right, and then here comes Soler's arm. A little bit up the line, though, and gets by Perez.
So Duffy is aboard at first, driving in Crone. 1 on, 1 out, 1 in, and here is Wilson Ramos. Ground ball back to the mound. Throw to second, 1, and over to first for the double play. And it goes 1-4-3. Ramos after the first pitch. Rays settle for 1, and we head into the bottom of the first. Merrifield's going to lead it off, followed by Jorge Soler. Mike Moustakas, the DH, will hit third in front of Salvador Perez. John Jay, the left fielder, hits fifth. Chancellor Cuthbert will follow, then Alex Gordon. Escobar, the shortstop. Alcides Escobar will hit eighth. Hunter Dozier at first base, batting ninth.
Well, making the start here tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays is going to be left-hander Ryan Yarbrough. It'll be his third start of the season, 10th appearance overall. Record 2-2, ERA 4.30. He's coming off that start against the Atlanta Braves. He went 5 innings, gave up 5 earned.
And he faces Whit Merrifield, which is upstairs. Merrifield starts the evening hitting .275.
Late bloomer, Whit Merrifield.
And he's hitting .377 against lefties. So right off the bat here, a challenge for Ryan Yarbrough. He's behind him 2-0.
See how close he is right there to home plate.
2-1.
Get right up on the dish, and then you have that ability to hit the ball all over the place. And those sometimes are the toughest guys to face.
It's lined into the seats. Look out. And the count goes to 2-2. The Royals have gone 6-13 at home, and a similar record on the road, 7-14. Soft looper into center and a base hit for Merrifield.
That's what those guys do. That's what those guys do, and it's so annoying. You make a good pitch like Yarbrough did, doesn't matter. Base hit by Merrifield. Let's take a look at the Rays defense, see how it's going to line up here tonight. Brought to you by Golden Diamond Source. And in the outfield left to right, we've got Rob Refsnyder, Johnny Field, and Carlos Gomez. Across that infield, third to first, Matt Duffy, Danny Echeverria, Daniel Robertson, and C.J. Cron. Wilson Ramos will be behind the plate.
The number 2 hitter, right fielder Jorge Soler, takes a big cut, bounces it into the Rays dugout. Scattering to get out of the way of that. Strike one. Well, Merrifield and Soler 1-2 in this order, and against lefties, as we mentioned, Merrifield hitting .377 and Soler hitting .390 off lefties. Has him out in front. 0-2 the count.
You know, the one thing that you really like about Ryan Yarbrough, outside of the fact that he sets a pretty quick pace, he mixes his pitches extremely well. He doesn't get caught into any type of patterns. Fastball, cutter, slider, change.
Take down. It's 1-2.
You start looking at some of his breakouts in different counts when he's ahead, behind, 2 strikes, and it's 30%, 24, 22, 18. I mean, just tries to keep these hitters guessing.
It's pop foul, out of play. Well, we have both these young left-handers similar in approach, and you can see the variety of his pitch selection right there.
Yeah, and the slider, he will use that. I mean, obviously a low percentage overall, but you know, he just spreads it out evenly. You have a 4-pitch mix, and you just don't get caught into being overly predictable with 1 or 2 of them.
Now the 1-2 is down, gets away, and up to second base goes Merrifield. So he's in scoring position, and a wild pitch charged to Yarbrough.
Well, that off-speed delivery, that looked to be the slider down and in, and it just skips away from Ramos. Doesn't get the body all the way in front of that ball and smother it. Kind of skipped off to the side.
And a cut and a miss He gets his man on strikes right there. A big strikeout after the move up by Merrifield into scoring position.
We pull the string right there. Ryan Yarbrough goes with that changeup, and you see Soler how far out in front he was.
Here's Mike Moustakas serving as the designated hitter. The pitch is a strike. Moustakas 296 overall. He had a big hitting streak early in the year. Lefty on lefty. One and one.
Well, it was an interesting and at the end of the day, disappointing offseason for Mike Moustakas when you think about him turning down the Royals, offer, a qualifying offer, $19.5 million or thereabouts.
Fouls it back, 1 and 2.
Yeah, and then ends up back on the same team for $6.5. $13 million left on the table. You can imagine how difficult of a decision, obviously thinking you're going to be coming off of a big home run year. You're going to have some big offers out there, multi-year offers, didn't pan out.
And a line drive caught by Echeverria. A little sinking line drive, and he caught it just off his shoe tops.
Well, you get the strikeout of Soler on a changeup, and then Mike Moustakas hits you a changeup. That ball just dies right into the glove of Adeiny Echeverria, who was positioned perfectly.
Well, 2 outs, and here's the Kansas City catcher, Salvador Perez. .278 average. Pitch is wide. Perez hit 27 home runs last year. Drove in 80 while he hit .268. Pitch is low. He just turned 28 4 days ago. He's been around forever, it seems. He came up so young. That's a strike.
I think anytime you have a catcher with his kind of size, and in the game for that long, how long is he going to continue to catch?
It's a shot down the left side, hooking, and that's foul. Fortunately for the Rays, it hooked foul.
Boy, about a foot or two. This game would have been tied up. Perez making a bid. And here's what you're talking about, Dwayne, just that little curl at the end.
You saw how the ball shot off the sidewall, and that's a unique feature of this ballpark. You gotta know how to play the corners and left and right.
That padding does not go all the way down to the surface.
And no pitch time. A late call right there.
I always like to see in these instances when Ryan Yarbrough had already committed to the plate, does he come back with the same pitch? You just tipped off what you wanted to do. So do you come back with another fastball right here?
Two, and he misses down and in with it.
He did, but they changed the location. The first one was down and away. They tried to come in with that one.
And in scoring position, the Rays scored a run in the top of the first. 3-2 to Perez, and he walks him. We'll put 2 men on for John Jay.
Well, Dwayne, let's go a little in depth on John Jay. You know, after spending, let's see, I guess it was 8 seasons in the National League. Last season with the Cubs, a lot with St. Louis. He now in the American League, moved across the state from his days in St. Louis, and he is right on the mark. How about this? He's been swinging the bat very, very well for this Royals ball club, and it has gotten his average this season to 289 with a 355 on base. His career numbers are 288 with a 355 on base. How about that?
That would be the model of consistency.
Yes, it would. And you know, anymore, you see a guy that's a lifetime 9th year in the big leagues, a lifetime 288 hitter with a 355 on base. It's impressive.
Now 1-1. Came up with the Cardinals in 2010. San Diego and the Cubs. Now Kansas City. That's a strike, 1-2.
Boy, good luck handling that pitch. You know, left on left, and you're driving that ball downhill, maybe just off the plate, kneecap high.
And a little low there. He's up to 25 pitches here suddenly in the first inning.
You know, and Ryan Yarbrough coming in has had a couple, actually back-to-back outings of 5 innings, and his pitch count high in the season is 88, so you're eating up a good portion of that already.
Yeah, he's averaged just a little under 16 pitches per inning, but 25 here in the first.
Just 11 balls to the 14 strikes. You know, he's usually a guy, he's been a good strike thrower here lately, trying to get early in the count contact, quick outs.
Ground ball down to first. Will be played unassisted by C.J. Cron. Hit, a walk, 2 men left. The Rays lead 1-0, and we go to the second with Daniel Robertson due to lead it off here in Kansas City. Brought to you by W.B. Mason. Who but? W.B. Mason, the official office supply company of the Tampa Bay Rays. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. We go to the second inning. Rays with a run in the first. 12 pitch inning for the Royals lefty. 9 of those are strikes. Skogland's first pitch to Daniel Robertson is a ball. Miller and then Field to follow. A little wide, 2-0. Strike called. Robertson at 279. Did not play in yesterday's game. Played in the second game of the doubleheader in Baltimore on Saturday. Drew 3 walks. Scored 2 runs. Ground ball right side, gloved by Merrifield. Robertson is the first out. And we'll get Brad Miller up against the lefty. Brad with 4 home runs. Takes the ball. That average up over 270 in his last 17 games. And most of those were starts. 13 starts in that stretch. 1-1.
Kevin Cash trying to spread those starts out. You know, Daniel Robertson, Joey Wendell, Brad Miller, getting everybody at bats, trying to keep them hot.
Another ground ball for the second baseman, Merrifield. So 2 up, 2 down, and a couple ground ball outs. Here's Johnny Field. Field finished the game yesterday with 1 scoreless inning.
Johnny Field showed something out there on the mound. He was anywhere from, what was it, 85 to 64 miles an hour? No, 54.
Yep. Strike 1 right there on a foul ball. And he had the right idea. That separation. He said it was, I started slow, pitched slower and slower yet.
Different arm angles. Yeah, I mean, he really got 3 soft fly balls.
There's a liner into right, has a base hit his first time up tonight.
It's never a good thing when the highlight of your day is a position player doing this and getting the job done. A little change up right there from the side. Climb the ladder a little bit on Cisco, pop him up. How about that ball up and away? Again, making it look easy.
Well, you change speeds and you change arm angles. He might be a candidate to work out of that bullpen some more with that approach.
We've got this stretch coming up. The Rays have this stretch of, boy, 2 off days, it seems, over the next 5 weeks. And
strike to Gomez.
Tons of games you can pick from Johnny Field. You got Daniel Robertson that can give you an inning or 2 here or there.
I mean, that's extreme versatility right there. Runner at first base, Johnny Field. Rays have collected 3 hits. Step back by Skogland, but nothing doing over at first base. And again, a move.
Well, 2 things at play here. I'm sure that teams have recognized the fact that the Rays, they like to run more when they're ahead, number 1. Number 2, they love to run with 2 outs, try to get into scoring position. Skogland keeping an eye on Field. Thinking that may be the case here.
Oh, he started, then stopped, and the pitch lined into center. That's a base hit. Gordon couldn't get there in time to make the catch. Field continues on to third, and Gomez has a base hit. So with 2 outs, first and third.
Boy, that did look like he wanted to go, didn't like his jump, and held up. Gets over to third base anyway because Carlos Gomez hit a missile right at Alex Gordon. Got to make a quick decision, and he decides to dive for it. Doesn't come up with it, but he kept it close enough. Well, that ball skips by him, and everybody's still running.
Rob Refsnyder. Fastball is upstairs. Fastball around 92. Refsnyder with a home run and a double in the extra base hit department this year, hitting 182 overall. It's 1-1. Now the Rays have 4 hits of the first 8 men they've sent to the plate. Double play ended the first after Duffy had driven home C.J. Cron. Now with 2 outs, back-to-back hits. Ground ball, third base. Cuthbert takes it down to Merrifield. The Rays are out, leaving 2 in the second inning. 1-0 Tampa Bay.
In Yarborough, Kyle Snyder said that if needed, he can throw it 90 to 100 pitches today. And I was talking with him, and he said that he's been working on a couple things since his last start. He said his breaking balls were getting muddled, that slider and that cutter. So he's really been working on trying to differentiate between the two. Guys?
All right, thank you very much. So Rays anticipate at least the opportunity to pitch a little deeper into this game, but 26 pitches, of which 15 were strikes in the first, makes that first inning workload a little heavy.
It does. It definitely. I mean, you're talking about 100 pitches. You're over a quarter of the way there already. So you're going to have to get efficient here sooner rather than later. It's an interesting point that Michelle brings up about Ryan Yarbrough and that cutter and slider getting muddled. You hear a lot of that with the curveball and the slider, the different breaking balls. But cutter and slider are so similar. Like even, think about Alex Colomé. He throws a cutter, but when he gets on top of that cutter, it really looks like a slider. And you could see how easy it would be to start, you start to get around the ball, and you're, they're just so similar. And so that's interesting that he's making that concerted effort to stay hard with the slider, keep it same plane, or the cutter, I mean, and then get on top of the slider, get over the top of it with your fingers to get that break at 79.80.
2-2 to Cuthbert, and now he misses wide with that pitch, and it's a full count. Yeah, he's still tonight, Yarbrough, trying to find that groove. And strike 3 called on the outside corner, and Cuthbert not altogether happy with that call. A parting look back at Rob Drake.
Well, and maybe this is the pitch that gets him going. You see Wilson Ramos is set up in. So he missed his spot by the entire width of that plate, but you know what? You'll take it. It's an out.
Now the veteran on this club, Alex Gordon. And he takes a pitch in there for a strike. Ground ball. It's Robertson throwing him out from his second base position. Echeverria was way over in shallow right with the shift on, but the ground ball handled by Daniel Robertson, 2 gone.
So far, so good on the efficiency end of things here by Yarbrough. And you've got a hitter at the plate in Escobar who is extremely aggressive. So you make a quality pitch or two, and you got a chance to get out of this inning.
And he takes the first pitch.
I'm as surprised as you are.
Yeah. Well, he's hitting .229 overall, a little over .350 against lefties. So maybe he's learned to be a little more selective against lefties.
It may be, because he was one of those guys, Alcides Escobar, you could kick up the rosin bag and he's going to take a rip at it.
Ground ball, that's foul outside the bag at third. One thing he has done over the last year or so, he was very aggressive and still is very aggressive, but in prior years had hit the ball on the ground primarily and started to get the ball airborne more last year.
Boy, how many guys do we talk about, and that's the goal, trying to get the ball in the air. You know, you understand it from a power perspective because that's where the home runs, the extra base hits, the gappers come in, but guys that just trying to lift everything.
2-2.
You know, and sometimes at the expense of your swing and your approach.
Oh, it's interesting because when you look at his numbers prior, his home run total, he had 6 last year, he had 7 the year before. His slugging percentage a little higher, but not considerably in that effort to get the ball in the air more. Three-two now. Big cut and a tap foul. Two full counts here in this inning. He had one in the first, Yarbrough did, and 3 other 2-2 counts. This will be the 8th pitch of this at bat on the way, and he walks Escobar. A 2-out walk, and that is not easy to do. For an example, last year in 599 at bats, Escobar walked 15 times.
Yeah.
And just 1 at bat short of 600 at bats, he walked 15 times.
And he's done a better job of that this year, but at the same time, you know, for the most part, you are who you are, and he's up there to swing the bat. The fact that you ate up 8 pitches to do it, not what you were looking for at all.
Well, the first pitch to Hunter Dozier, is a strike.
By the way, I gotta go on record here and call myself out. I have been the reverse jinx all season long. I talk about a guy doesn't walk anybody, he walks them right away. Talk about an aggressive hitter, 1 or 2 pitches, you're out of this inning, he walks on 8 pitches.
You know, I think half the baseball fans in America feel that way.
But I
I
don't feel that way. I am that way this year, and I'm tired of it. It's the middle of May, and I'm killing us.
It's funny, the game invites conversation about it all the time when you're at the ballpark. And somebody's going to take one spot, another guy's going to take another position. Well, you know, that's where all that starts.
That's why I don't gamble, Dwayne.
Yeah, that's a good idea. 1 and 2. Runner at first with 2 gone. Right back into the screen. Still a 1-2 count.
Cross-country trip.
Wow, well, the Rays are going coast to coast on this road trip, and that's a little surprising.
Yeah, and we regret to inform the crew and you, Dwayne, and myself that the Unicorn has passed. That wasn't pretty.
Tough. Very difficult.
The whole goal is to get late in the game.
Two balls, 2 strikes the count on Dozier. 22nd pitch of this inning is fouled back. So the pitch count considerably higher than Yarborough would like here the first time through the lineup.
Yeah, almost halfway home, really. His high in the season, we already talked about 88, and thinking tonight he could be good from 90 to 100, but you don't want to rip through him like this.
That's a strike on the outside corner. Gets it out there again for a called 3rd strike. We're at the end of 2. We'll take another look at that strike on the edge. 1-0 Tampa Bay. Coupon for $7.11 tickets to the game Friday, May 25th against the Orioles. Keep saving with $5 Budweiser and Bud Lights exclusively on the Budweiser boards. Ages 21 and over. Please drink responsibly. Here's the top of the order for the Rays, and Danny Echeverria. Echeverria lined to center his first time. Two and 0 the count. Crone next, and then Duffy. Foul out of play. 2 and 1. Foul right back into the screen. 2 and 2. Echeverria started this game, jumped on the first pitch and lined it into center field, caught by Alex Gordon. Ground ball outside third. Eric Skoglund, young lefty, 25 years old, 6'7", around 200 pounds now. Pitch is inside. They said when he enrolled at University of Central Florida, he was 6'7", but weighed about 170. And when he got out, he was 6'7", weighed 200.
But 200 still seems a little low for 6'7". I mean, he is a tall drink of water, no doubt about it, but can't imagine 170.
There you go, a little background on him. Out of Sarasota High School and 3 seasons at UCF.
We're going to bring this all back around, Dwayne. My freshman year at Wright State, first team I ever pitched against was UCF, and their cleanup hitter was Chad Matola.
Little did you know.
Little did I know. That's what they told me. I was a true freshman. Hey, you're going to get the ball spring trip. Game 1.
It's a big deal, true freshman.
And guess what? It was supposed to be against Missouri. The Tigers got rained out.
Yep.
So then the next day we played UCF, and they said, hey, you gotta be careful with the big guy, the Matola kid in the middle. I think he was a sophomore. Small world, this game.
Yep. C.J. Crone doubled his first time and has scored the only run of the game. It's a 1-1 count right now. So he faces this young left-hander. 2 balls and a strike. It's been a tough run for Kansas City pitching. They are last in the league in TBRA at 5.55. Shift is on, and Merrifield is over there, the second baseman, on the shortstop side of the bag, makes the play. Strikeout and a ground out. Well, you take a look at the Royals pitching and their numbers, and that has disaster written all over it.
It does. You see the strikeouts per 9, dead last, so they don't have swing and miss type guys or enough of them. The whip, a runner and a half per inning on average. It's going to lead to runs. We always talk about limiting opportunities.
Merrifield again on the ground ball by Duffy, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. We're through 2 1/2. The Rays lead 1-0. Toyota inside look tonight. Race here at Kauffman Stadium. It has been a difficult run in recent years. You go back to 2012. The Rays are 3-16 here. And it really made a little difference if it was a starting staff or the bullpen. Both ends of that pitching staff, big trouble here at this ballpark.
It has been a house of horrors for the Rays. Not scoring, and
Merrifield after the first pitch hits a fly ball to left with a lot of carry, and Retschneider runs out of room. The wind is blowing out. It's kicked up and was blowing toward left, and you have to believe that the wind helped carry that one, because it started as a high fly ball to left, and it winds up in the bullpen. A home run for Merrifield.
well, the giveaway to that, Dwayne, is the route of Refsnyder. The ball off the bat, and he just kept drifting and drifting and drifting, and finally ran out of room. And you're right, that absolutely is wind aided. That ball's straight up in the air. Watch Refsnyder. He'll let you know. Got it. Okay. Or don't.
So the fourth home run of the year for Merrifield to tie the game. Down to third base, and Duffy comes up with this one, throws a strike. It's the first out. Soler out of there.
Here we go, Dwayne. Watch Refsnyder, what you're talking about. He's got it, keeps drifting, You know, never took a beeline to get there, never thought it would get there. He's like, are you kidding me? And then all of a sudden, there's the fence.
That's the fourth home run given up by Yarbrough. And interestingly enough, the first by a right-handed hitter. Giving up 3 home runs, all to lefties. And Merrifield, with a little help from the wind, ties the game. Now Moustakas sends it into left. That's going to fall in front of Refsnyder. And Moustakas is aboard. It's a 1-1 ball game, 1 on, 1 out, bottom of the third. Salvador Perez. Yarbrough walked Perez in the first inning. Ground ball shortstop this time. Echeverria over to Robertson and over to Crone. 6-4-3 on the double play. 1 run scores on the home run by Merrifield. We go to the fourth, 1-1.
Rays team has been much more aggressive on the base paths compared to years past, but with Salvador Perez behind the dish for Kansas City, we could see a different approach when it comes to base running. He's thrown out the second most base runners in Major League Baseball behind Jonathan Lucroy. And talking with manager Kevin Cash, he said Perez is game-changing with how dangerous his arm is. And BA, when you have a catcher like that, what does that do for you on the mound?
A little dance. Not usually during the game, but a little dance. No, I'll tell you, it helps a lot. You know, for me, most of the time when you're stealing bags, you're stealing them off the pitcher. You know, pitcher's slow to the plate. It doesn't matter how quick the catcher is. But, you know, in this day and age, you know, these pitchers, they work on these things, trying to be a little quicker to the plate. And when you've got a guy back there that you know can cut down the running game, let's say you don't have a very good pickoff move, is a huge, huge help. Anytime you can take an aspect of the opponent's game out of the equation, it helps you win games. See the gold on that chest protector. Kevin Cash knows all about that, being a former catcher.
2 strikes here on Ramos. Wilson yesterday saw his hitting streak come to an end at 18. 0 for 1 in this one, grounding into a double play his first time up. And now 1 and 2. Ramos out on strikes.
Dwayne, did you see behind the plate Perez, kind of like the way we see Ramos and Sucre, telling Skoglund, bounce this thing. He taking his glove and then bouncing it off the turf in front of him, like, I want this thing down here, and he put it exactly there, and they got the result. Watch it right here. Give it to me right down here. Okay.
And he did.
There you go.
Yeah, nothing like a little visual image reinforcement from a catcher for his pitcher out there. Robertson fouls that first pitch right back into the screen. 1 out, bases empty. 2 strikeouts for Skoglund. One and 1. Two balls and a strike. Robertson continues to show a very, very good batting eye up there. Brad Miller making friends here. It's a little tapper foul. Right back to the on-deck circle where Brad Miller made the pickup.
It's a very friendly city, Dwayne.
Yes, it is.
Good Midwest. It's the United States version of Toronto.
Now ball 3, full count. I get the similarity.
And I know that you can speak from
Central Time Zone experience. Yes. Fly ball into right, Soler almost came in a little too quickly and made the catch anyway. 2 gone. Yeah, it is. It's a great city, and you know, when you think about all the cities that we hit during a baseball season, it's kind of a sleeper. Kind of underrated, I think, from the perspective of what it can offer and the friendliness of the city.
I totally agree. Very underrated. This is one of those, first of all, the ballpark is gorgeous. And the city. This is worth a road trip visit.
This is down 1-0. Well, you think about this ballpark. You know, it's been here a long time. It's been redone, but this opened in 1973.
I can remember playing here with the Angels when it was AstroTurf, like the old AstroTurf, not field turf, but the old bad AstroTurf, and you would see ducks come flying in over the outfield wall and attempt to land in the outfield. That didn't always go very well. A lot of tumbling and rolling.
It's a swing and a miss. They renovated it in 2009 to the tune of about $250 million.
Wow.
But well, it is a great ballpark. There's no question about that.
The center field jumbotron.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, it's huge.
Swing and a miss. Miller out on strikes. Couple strikeouts in the inning. Well, the left-hander will go to the bottom of the 4th inning. That's a good reason to come to Kansas City right there. We're tied 1-1. Pile it on. Nolly.
I mean, look at that, first of all.
Yeah.
That mountain of wonderfulness.
This is a to-go order.
That's for real right there.
Yes, absolutely. Roll up a little beef and a side of fries for Brian's.
Do you eat that with the IV drip in your arm?
Is that great?
That's unbelievable. I
wonderful.
may go try to find this place tomorrow.
Yeah. It's over near where the old ballpark used to be, where the Kansas City A's played, and then the Kansas City Royals played there in the early days of expansion.
I got lunch tomorrow, big man.
We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. This is John Jay leading off, 2-0 the count. You can imagine if you play there and that's like right there by the ballpark, you know that you're going to get involved in that. Even it goes all the way back to the Monarchs when they played there.
Get your stolen bases, get all that out of the way early in the season, because come August, it'll be more of a waddle.
A piece of that one fouled. It's 2-2. Yeah, that's when Charlie Finley on the team, and they had a little pop-up bunny to replenish baseballs for the umpire.
Go on.
This pitch inside. Yeah, he just popped right out of the ground at new baseballs.
Really?
Yeah.
Where have I been? I need to dig into some history here.
The ground ball foul. You know, and it really is true. This game has such a varied history and great stuff. I mean, obviously, you talk about players being stronger and quicker and faster, bigger and all that. Sure. But what a history this game has, and every market has that. And Jay thought he'd drawn the walk. Is called out on strikes. Strikeout number 4 for Yarborough.
Well, yeah, and when John Jay goes back and takes a look at this, he is not going to like it. He got a fastball like down in that same general area called on him in his first at-bat. But boy, that pitch a few inches off the plate and that low in the zone, just impossible to do anything with, maybe foul off.
First pitch, Cuthbert Sends it into shallow center. Here comes Field. He makes the catch. 2 gone. Robertson was hustling out there from second, but Field straight in, had the angle. Two up, 2 down in the bottom of the 4th. We have a tie game, 1-1. And here's Alex Gordon. Gordon grounded out his first time. Takes the pitch for a strike. Just pulled up a little picture of the bunny for you there.
That is
a little basket on his head that would open. It'd be full of baseballs. Ground ball back to first. Crone makes the play unassisted. We're going to go to the 5th inning tonight in Kansas City. Great to have you with us. 1-1 ball game. Brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealers and by your local Ford dealers. Well, we said at the outset, this is a city of steak and barbecue. Joe's Barbecue, and the ribs look mighty tasty. And just a little something to quench your thirst.
I'll be back.
Johnny Field will open the 5th inning for the Rays in this 1-1 ball game. Shortens on the bat, takes ball 1. Field had a base hit in the 2nd inning.
It's not that close, so you may have the rest of this inning and probably part of the next.
Enjoy. 2 ball, no strike count on Field.
Yeah, no shortage of barbecue out here, and the people know how to do it right.
All right, Popper right side. That's Dozier, the first baseman, and he just could not get that glove hand extended enough. 2-1.
Yeah, that's a play that you know that he feels like he should have made. That ball is definitely not only in foul territory, but into that little camera well. But he got over there, and that ball right off the end of his glove. Still had a little bit more room to maneuver to try to make this play. Just ends up a little short.
Yeah, he's just back up with the club. The ground ball left side. Escobar makes the throw. Field is out of there. Lucas Duda going on the disabled list. And Dozier got the call from the minor leagues. So this is his first big league action this year. He was up briefly in 2016. It's Carlos Gomez. Ground ball, and it's grabbed by that tall lefty using all 6'7" and then the reach. And Gomez is out pitcher first. Skoglund with an assist right there.
Listen, he's up on top of the mound already higher than everybody else, and then it's 6'7" with a wingspan, big wingspan. He flags it down.
Two gone. Ref Snyder takes the pitch for a strike. Ref Snyder 0 for 1. One and one. Well, the Rays scored in the first. Duffy drove in C.J. Cron. They had an opportunity with a couple of 2-out hits in the second, and then nothing since then. Sharply hit down to first. Dozier recovers to pick it up and step on the bag. 3 up, 3 down go the Rays for the third straight inning. We're through 4 1/2. 1-1 ball game.
Time now for your Chevy Prospect Spotlight. We're going to take a look at outfielder Jesus Sanchez, who is on an 8-game hitting streak in High A Charlotte. And on that hitting streak, he is hitting .486 during that. And overall this season, hitting .364 with and 25 RBIs. And that is your Chevy Prospect Spotlight.
All right, thank you, Jesus Sanchez, one of the young hitters who not only the Rays but other scouts think has a tremendously high ceiling and a chance to be an impact player. He's an A-ball, so he's got a little ground to cover, but the initial reports from inside the organization and out really like him a lot. So we'll see. Keep an eye on him. Escobar with a base hit. This leads off the 5th.
Was there anything more sure than that right there? Not that he got a base hit, but that he was going to swing the bat?
No.
He walked his first time up. You're not going to do that again. He is looking to swing that bat and gets this pitch out over and is able to rifle it into left.
Well, Yarborough, the last couple innings, has been able to shore up the pitch count. He had a 6-pitch third and a 10-pitch fourth. But now the leadoff man on, and here's Hunter Dozier. Fouls it in behind Ramos, strike one.
Boy, I like that idea right there too. First pitch changeup. You know, you've already gone through the order once, and you're trying to get a ball off the end of the bat, get a ground ball, maybe get that double play, and the first pitch changeup just fouled off. But good idea.
This one down. Dozier battling injuries a year ago. He broke his wrist in Omaha. Had an oblique earlier in the year. So between an oblique injury and the wrist, that's a bad year. I mean, you lose a lot of development time. You'd been in the big leagues the year before, just on the cusp, and then you battle the injuries.
And no injuries obviously are good, but you talk about debilitating for this sport, especially as a hitter. You know, your wrist and your oblique, so your core. I mean, even as a pitcher, obliques is a bad injury because everything is rotation. That's why you see obliques a whole lot more in baseball than you're ever going to see it in basketball or football. There's so much torque. And I'll tell you, if you're not strong in the middle, all that power that you generate from your legs through your upper body, if the core is weak, you lose that power, number one, and number two, run the risk of those injuries.
Three and one on Dozier. And that's a fly ball into left. Got it down off the end of the bat, and it's caught by Ref Snyder. And that'll be the first out. The new Rays Flex Pack has been released and features a limited time low price of $75 for 5 lower level tickets. Save up to 60% off the single game ticket price and get a Devil Rays pullover presented by Dex Imaging with each and every pack purchased. Visit RaysBaseball.com/flex. Rays up. With Merrifield, the top of the order at the plate. And a first pitch strike in there. Merrifield hit the home run, aided by the wind in the third. Dropped into the left field bullpen. Oh, nice pitch right there. 0-2. Here's that home run.
It was just going to be a pop-up, pretty standard fly ball into left field, and may have been aided a little bit by the wind.
Now 2 strikes on him. Merrifield 2 for 2 tonight. A single to go along with the home run. 1-2. That is foul back. Matt Duffy drove in a run for the Rays in the first. Merrifield hit the home run in the third for Kansas City. We're tied in the bottom of the 5th. And we got a little piece of that one. Change up. He got just enough to stay alive.
Just trying to put that ball in play. You fight off the tough ones. You're hoping for a mistake. You know, this Kansas City lineup as a whole, fewest strikeouts in Major League Baseball. They try to put the ball in play and put pressure on the defense. Line drive into left. Base hit.
Escobar advances to second, and Merrifield is 3 for 3 tonight.
Boy, he's got such a short, quick, compact stroke. And he fouls off the tough changeup, gets the fastball in, and just simply drives that ball out into left field. Nothing real fancy or big about that swing, but boy, it's been certainly effective here tonight.
2 on with 1 out. Jorge Soler. He's 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out to third. Yarbrough got him on strikes on a changeup the first time, and Kyle Snyder is out to have a conference on the mound in this tie game. Trust your gut, pick the right player, and get one step closer to winning $5.6 million. Download Beat the Streak today in the App Store or on MLB.com/BTS. Rob Drake goes out there to push this meeting along. Well, big spot right here for the Rays as they try to get out of this predicament. Kansas City with Soler and Moustakas due up. Pitch is down. Ball, no strikes. Chaz Rowe is up in the bullpen now for the Rays. Well,
you got a combination here of Yarbrough at 80 pitches. This is also the third time through the lineup. And we know with the younger pitchers, and until they've really established themselves, you know, managers, pitching coaches get a little queasy that third time through the lineup. Merrifield already with a hit.
And promptly it's a 3-0 count.
Now this is big pitch time. You put yourself in a tough spot already. Got 2 base runners aboard. Mike Moustakas, who's swinging the bat well, on deck.
And ball 4 will load the bases. Pushing Escobar to third, Merrifield to second.
Man, nothing particular promising about those misses either. A 4-pitch walk after the visit. And you wonder if Chaz Rowe's ready yet. I'm sure that Kevin Cash, he's got to make this decision quick. He's at least trying to find out right now, can he come in? He'll have another 7 or 8 pitches.
Well, Mike Moustakas is at the plate. And a ground ball back to the mound. To the plate, 1. First base, 2. The Rays get the 1-2-3 double play. And on the first pitch, Moustakas ends the inning and the threat on the double play on the comebacker to Yarbrough. Ramos
of the 6th inning. Well, I just wanted to surprise Dwayne and BA. You see that funnel cake right there, guys. Just wanted to show my appreciation for how amazing colleagues you guys are.
Well, thank you very much. Wow, we're going to have to take a timeout to
You guys
devour
seem
that.
speechless. Is this? Do you not like funnel cakes?
No.
Is that-
Who doesn't like funnel
I know.
cakes?
Well, there's so much good food literally all around the ballpark. It was troublesome trying to find what to bring you guys.
Well, it's a good thing it's only a 3-game series and 2.5 days and get out of here. Between the barbecue, the Arthur Bryant sandwich, the funnel cake.
At Bryant's, excuse me, you can get a sandwich, a barbecue sandwich with a funnel cake on it.
Well, I'm sorry.
Of course you can.
We'll
Of
work
course
on
you
that.
can. No, this is good enough. We appreciate
That's
you
great.
too.
Thank
That
you
was
so much.
Very thoughtful.
Thank
very
you.
thoughtful.
I do want to grab a bite before I head back.
No. Yeah. Right there.
Here's Echeverria driving one into left center field. That's going to go to the warning track before Gordon gets there to pick it up. And a leadoff double by Danny Echeverria to begin the 6th inning for the Rays. And suddenly, 2 pitches, one to end an inning on a double play. And the very first pitch in the next inning, a double. And now the Rays have a threat and an opportunity to take the lead.
Well, something's got to give here. These teams tied up as you get into the 6th, and Echeverria got a mistake. There haven't been too many of those made by Skoglund here last few innings. Now make it hurt.
Here's C.J. Crone. He scored the Rays run in the first inning. Takes the first pitch strike. Skied up the right side, going to be out of play. Well, the Rays with Crone up here, then Duffy and Ramos do. An inning where 1 pitch in, the Rays have a runner at second base. Up the right side, that will slice out of play.
Well, you get a hitter leaning out like Crone did right there and swatting that pitch into the stands in right field 2 times in a row now. That pitch was well off the plate. You've got him set up for that heater in and up right at his hands. See if they do that. They could go soft too, but boy, you could run that heater up and in right now.
And it's
That bounced.
lifted into left, going to be caught
That bounced.
by Jay. How about that? You talk about lifting. That's right out of a cricket match.
Corey Dickerson did that a year ago for a double. This ball bounces. Breaking ball. He hit it off the bounce. Boy, there's getting the ball in the air and launch angle and really focusing on that. And then there's that. How in the world?
Well, that's the first out. You see a little bit of everything. Matt Duffy. Duffy shoots a base hit into right field. Echeverria is going to be stopped. The throw comes through, and so does Echeverria, and he is safe at the plate. Echeverria getting around the tag and getting to the plate as Perez was trying to tag him, and Echeverria ran right through the stop sign to score the run.
Boy, he did. He had his mind made up. He was going to give it a try. Ned Yost wants to take a look, but he was dead to rights. And you're right, Matt Quatraro way down the third base line, clearly giving him the stop sign.
And the Royals determining if they want to take another look at that. And standing right over it, Rob Drake to make the call. Well, he got that right hand out of the way and got to the plate with the left hand, and that run's going to be put up right on the board. They're not going to challenge it.
I mean, look at this. He's faking with both hands, trying to get Perez to commit.
Echeverria working hard to get Duffy another run batted in there. And it's 2-1. Ramos chases the first pitch and misses. Strike one. Well, some sleight of hand by Echeverria at the plate to score the run.
You know, and with everything that's going on at home plate, you wonder if Matt Duffy could have maybe gotten into second base there.
That's a good point. Now throw down to first, and he is back in.
There was
Yep,
a
you're right about
throw
that.
to the plate, a dive, and then a stare down, and we're playing little handsies there, and plenty of time for Matt to get down to second.
He's taking off, and the throw over there. Now the throw down to second, and he is out. Well, he was anxious to try to redeem himself, and in fact is caught trying to steal.
Well, you picked the right time to go over, but you know, against a left-handed pitcher, you've got to go on first movement. We talk about that all the time, and so off he goes. But the pitch gets over, you little clearance there, create an angle, and get the throw down to Merrifield.
It's 1-3-4 on the play, and the Rays lose the base runner as they have gained the lead. Base is empty, and the 1-1 to Ramos. Tap back to the mound. So the Rays get a run. 2 hits, nobody left. The RBI belonging to Duffy, and the sleight of hand act by Echeverria. Actually tied with identical records of 28-12 in the American League East. And here the Rays have taken a 2-1 lead. Chaz Rowe's going to be the new pitcher. 5 innings for Yarbrough, and Rowe on to face the right-handed bat of Salvador Perez. First pitch, he fouls it back. Fastball up.
I'll tell you what, you got to tip your hat to Ryan Yarbrough. After having to work so hard those first 2 innings, he really settled in. Did a better job with first pitch strikes. Ended up with 83 pitches. Pitched out of that tough jam too.
popped up right side. And Robertson makes the catch.
Well, here he is. He set a pace, work quickly, throw strikes. Good change up there on Soler. Got some strikeouts looking today on the edges, and that's where Ryan Yarbrough has to work to be effective. And that was the big one there. Bases loaded. The old 1-2-3 double play to get out of that inning, and then the Rays would turn right around, take the lead here in the top half of this. And now the bullpen.
Rowe takes that first pitch and misses up with it. John Jay at the plate has grounded out to first and was called out on strikes on a pitch down and away. Ground ball. Echeverria grabs this one in the throw to first. A couple of quick outs here. 4 pitches, 2 outs for Rowe. The Rays will get further action in the bullpen. Romo and Venters busy in the bullpen. Here's Cuthbert. Pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Cuthbert called out on strikes in the 2nd inning. Bit off the plate there. 2-0. Foul out of play. Runs it to 2-1. Chaz Rowe, 31-year-old right-hander. Time with the Diamondbacks, briefly with New York, Baltimore, Atlanta, now the Rays. And a breaking pitch in there for a strike. 2-2. Pop up and a ground ball. 2 up, 2 down. 2-2 the count on the Kansas City third baseman. Three and 2. Alex Gordon is on deck. Cut and a miss, and a 1-2-3 inning for Chaz Rowe. A 10-pitch 6th. And we're headed into the 7th inning in Kansas City. The Rays lead 2-1. Back in 2016, right-hander Matt Andriese tossing his first career complete game shutout in a 6-0 win over the Oakland Athletics. One of 8 wins, Matt 8-8 in that season.
Now, how about this? An interesting little tidbit and side note to that ball game there. The Rays have not had a complete game since then. 2 years. Not one. Every other team in the big leagues has. Cleveland has 15 of them.
How about that? First pitch to Daniel Robertson. 1 ball, no strikes, facing the 25-year-old left-hander, Eric Skoglund. Oh, a foul ball right off his foot. 1-1. That's a strike on the outside corner. Ground ball back to the hill. And the throw to first in time, and Robertson is the first out. Skoglund to Dozier. Brad Miller. Takes a strike at the knees. They're going back to that shutout by the Rays right-hander Matt Andriese. He gave up only 2 hits. One of those hits was Danny Valencia. Jay in left field under this one, circles a bit and makes the catch. 2 gone. And I say that because we just finished that series with Valencia playing for the Orioles, and he has just murdered Rays pitching. And of course, he'd have one of only 2 hits in that shutout against Oakland.
It becomes mandatory. Doesn't matter the uniform that he wears. And by the way, when we're talking about Rays pitching, for the most part, it's been stellar.
Yes.
Over years, and he just, for whatever reason, handles them.
Which is down to Johnny Field. One and one. Field singled in the second inning. 1 for 2. Kevin Kiermaier on this trip. Out with the thumb injury. And Malik Smith. A little conversation in the dugout there. 2 and 1. Two and 2. Right back over the mound and grabbed by Skoglund. Wow, you talk about using that height again. He went up to grab that earlier one back to the mound, and this one, what a play by the young left-hander. He's gotten a workout, a fielding workout, as well as pitching here tonight, and goes up after that one. We're in the middle of the 7th inning, and the Rays lead 2-1. scored in the first when Matt Duffy's single to right scored C.J. Crone. Back came Kansas City in the third on the home run by Whit Merrifield. This game stayed 1-1 until the sixth inning. And Echeverria scores from second with an evasive move or two or three on that base hit by Matt Duffy. And Echeverria showing the right hand, got the left hand in there. And that's the difference in this game right now, 2-1. Johnny Venters on the hill for the Rays. One inning for Rowe in relief of Yarbrough. Seventh appearance for the Rays veteran left-hander. Pitch is a ball as he faces Alex Gordon. Gordon, then Escobar and Dozier due up. 2-0. Venters, 33 years old. And he finds the zone there, 2-1.
Well, the fastball and the slider. And you see the Rays, they've got the shift on here for Alex Gordon, and Johnny Venters is, you know, his velocity's been sitting 92 to 94. Slider's good.
Roller to the right side. Venters going to have to cover, and out at first, and a nice job by Crone on the pickup and the feed as Venters got over there and made a nice job of grabbing that little toss and completing the out.
Yeah, and as a first baseman, you want to get the ball to your pitcher as quickly as possible, so he's not trying to catch it and look for the bag at the same time. So get it to him as quickly as possible. Venters, the veteran, is going to hustle over, get it a little behind him, but he's got plenty of time then to catch it, find the bag, step on it, and complete the play.
Well, Venters on to face the lefty Gordon. And out comes Kevin Cash. Romo's in the bullpen. Escobar is due up. And we'll be back. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Pick your lucky numbers and get your Powerball ticket at any Florida Lottery retailer. The Florida Lottery, it's your ticket. Claim it. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly. Sergio Romo, the new pitcher for the Rays. One out, bases empty, bottom of the seventh. Alcides Escobar, who has walked and singled tonight, came in hitting .229 and has been on both times. First pitch, he takes it for a strike out there on the corner. Romo, the fourth Rays pitcher. Little nubber headed towards short. Echeverria takes care of that. One away now. Tomorrow, here's what's coming up on Rays Live, the pregame show, again presented by your local Honda dealers. Aristas will be handing out awards at the quarter mark of the 2018 season. And then the Rays will take on the Kansas City Royals again. Cut and a miss at the breaking ball, strike one. Rays have again added Anthony Bonda, the left-hander, to the taxi squad, anticipating him to be active tomorrow for the game.
Well, that's going to be one of the challenges with this daunting stretch of ball games where the Rays, and we've talked about it a couple of times, 40 games in 41 days that started, in Baltimore.
Yep.
And so you're going to see an awful lot of this.
Yep. Kittredge with an option to Durham, and Hunter Wood, the right-hander, recalled.
Steel Dragon back on tour.
Foul out of play. 1-2. Second stint for him coming up. There he is at the ready. Little foul ball right back. Venters got the leadoff man Gordon. Romo on, getting Escobar on the ground ball. Now he's ahead of Dozier. And he started to go, but would not offer. Romo wanting the appeal down to Sean Barber at first. He says he held up. It's 2-2. Keller down in the bullpen for Kansas City, one of a couple Rule 5 pitchers they have in their bullpen. Brad Keller throwing now. Ground ball shortstop for Echeverria. Up and out with the throw. 1, 2, 3 go the Royals. We'll be in the 8th when we return. Rays lead this game 2-1. Your local Toyota dealer, Toyota. Let's go places. And by your local Honda dealer. Rays with a run in the first, a run in the 6th inning, holding a 2-1 lead over Kansas City. Moving on to the 8th. Ryan Goins is in this ball game now. You'll remember him from his time with the Toronto Blue Jays, and he takes over at third, replacing Cuthbert, and he'll go into the 6th spot in the lineup. Carlos Gomez will open the 8th against Eric Skoglund. Rev Snyder due next, and then Echevarria. First pitch is foul. 81 pitches through 7 for Skoglund. 57 of those strikes, and now he's 1 pitch and a strike into the 8th. He's now 17 of 26 in first pitch strikes.
And doing a nice job of mixing his pitches. You know, enough off speed, that fastball in. He's worked the ball very effectively around the zone. And you mentioned that pitch count, and you're into the 8th inning. That's outstanding.
It's a ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, we mentioned coming in too. I mean, this guy, you know, Skoglund had a 6.34 earned run average coming into this ball game here tonight, but 2 of his last 3 have been quality starts. So maybe starting to find a little bit of a rhythm here, gain some footing.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Rev Snyder on deck. And a swing and a miss. Ball bounds down the first base side. Gomez takes off for first. And
he's going to be safe.
Well, they threw him out at first, but
Dozier pulled his foot off way too soon, it looked like, and you could see the entire Rays dugout go crazy to take a look at that. You've got Gomez motoring down the line. Here comes the throw by Perez, and boy, Dozier trying to get out of there. Did he pull the foot too soon? And even Gomez, oh, maybe not, but that's close. Gonna have a look.
So we'll see on the strikeout. Gomez took off for first. The ball was not handled cleanly by Perez. It bounded up the first base side about half the way up the line. And they'll take a look and see if the Rays will have the leadoff man on or not.
I'm going, from what we've seen, I'm going with stands.
Yep.
Nothing definitive. Oh boy, that is so close.
Well, they're going to be able to review a number of angles, but let's see. Out's going to be the call. So a strikeout, and it is a stand. The challenge and the call stands. So 1 away here in the 8th. Rev Snyder takes one too low. One and one. Into the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. It's been a good effort by the young Kansas City left-hander. Baseball dropped into his mitt there by Rob Drake. Career high 7 1/3 in this outing. 6 hits, a couple runs. Hasn't walked anybody, and has struck out 4, and has made a couple difficult plays on the comebackers to the mound, using every bit of that 6'7" frame and reach. High chop charge by Escobar. And a nice scoop throw to first, and that's a nice play by Escobar.
And you can hear the fans letting him hear it too, because if you wait back to get the high chop, you're not going to be able to have enough time to get Ref Snyder at first. So you have got to charge it, do or die with this scoop attempt. Boy, that is difficult. And Bonefish Grill, fresh catch of the game. And it's Escobar on the short hop. Boy, he made that look pretty.
Echeverria. This is a strike. Well, Adeiny Echeverria, the difference in this game by scoring the go-ahead run and really battling, trying to elude the tag by Perez at the plate. And he was successful getting his left hand in there after showing the right hand, taking it away, and then touching the plate with his left hand. Up the right side, that's out of play. Skoglund debuted last May the 30th and picked up a 1-0 win over Detroit in 6 1/3 innings when he beat Justin Verlander. There's a base hit into center field. Echeverria is on for the second time. 7 2/3 tonight for Skoglund. And here comes Yost out of the dugout.
Skoglund's like, give me one more, just one more. The hunter.
So
going
it's
to the pen.
C.J. Cron due up. That's going to be it for Skoglund. And he'll get a nice hand from this crowd.
Served. We stand ready to serve all military families.
Well, it is 2-1 Rays. Continue to lead it here in the top of the 8th inning. Runner on and 2 outs. Eric Skoglund, you can see him throw that cup right there. He wanted to be out there and finish this inning, finish what he started, and he's throwing the ball extremely well here tonight. Moving the fastball around the strike zone. You get some changeups mixed in there, a good breaking ball, fielding his position. He's doing it all here tonight. However, he ends up leaving this ball game trailing 2-1 with a runner aboard. But I'll tell you, his performance outstanding, and you notice on his line the no walks. He was very efficient.
And Jason Adam takes over, a right-hander. He's on to face C.J. Cron. And the pitch is a strike.
Boy, a little short arm, 95 miles an hour from Adam.
There's a local product here, Adam. cut and a miss.
And a dandy little curveball right there.
It disappeared. Didn't
Yeah, I mean that ball, he pulls that ball out of the glove and gets headed towards home plate like right now. Short arm action, but he hides the ball behind his body in between the fastball and that hook. Pretty nasty.
Upstairs, 1-2. Adam, 26 years old. He's been in their system since 2011. Runner takes off. The pitch, a swing and a miss. Crone out on strikes to retire the side. In the 8th, Rays leave a man. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 2-1 Tampa Bay. Thank you very much, fellas. Well, the Rays go into the bottom of the 8th with Sergio Romo on the hill. Merrifield leads it off, and the first pitch is a strike. Merrifield perfect at the plate tonight. A single in the first, the home run in the 3rd, and a single in the 5th inning. All of that against Ryan Yarbrough. So 3 of the 5 hits given up by Yarbrough belong to Merrifield. The big breaking ball down and out of the zone. Field goes over to play left with Malik Smith in center. Pitch a little close there to Merrifield. 2-1. Field in left, Smith in center, Gomez still in right. And a long fly ball down the left field line. That's going to be foul. Fortunately for the Rays, on the foul side of that big yellow pole down there.
Making a bid for number 2, 4th hit of the night, number 2 in the home run department. Whit Merrifield. Well, maybe the snap, that ball just hung right in the middle of the plate. He's trying to urge it. Not close.
Now fly ball into center. Alex Smith has room out there and makes the catch. So they finally retire Merrifield, but not before he put a scare into the Rays with that long drive foul down the left field line. One out in the 8th. Jorge Soler, another dangerous right-handed hitter with power. He struck out, grounded out to third, and walked. And misses the breaking ball, going after it aggressively. Strike one. And again, a chase on the breaking ball.
But after you get those swings from Soler, obviously not recognizing that pitch from Romo, I think that you continue to go right back to it. Don't let him off the hook.
A breaking ball down to third, and a nice pickup by Duffy in the throw. A strike to first. And that takes care of a dangerous hitter there with some pop.
Yeah, and you know, I'll tell you, that could be one of those scenarios too where Romo's trying to make that pitch nastier, because that one hung in the middle of the plate. So there was able to put a pretty good swing on it. But Matt Duffy.
Well, that's the second out of the inning, and the Rays are going to go to the bullpen with Moustakas and his left-handed bat due up. Alvarado ready in the bullpen, and this call brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Jose Alvarado is going to get the call. Now tomorrow, night game, Ian Kennedy for Kansas City, Anthony Banda due for the Rays, and then Wednesday afternoon, Jake Faria against the right-hander Jason Hamill. 19th appearance for Alvarado. He's on to face Mike Moustakas. The pitch is a strike. Well, we've avoided the rain to this point. The forecast calls for rain, And the ground crew has position behind the tarp up the right field line. So let's hope the Rays and the Royals can finish this one off before the rains get here. See them behind Crone up that first base and right field side. And a pop fly right center field. In comes Gomez. He makes the catch to retire the side. We're through 8 and on to the 9th inning we go, with the Rays holding a 2-1 lead. Coors Light refreshing finish. Well, the Rays picked up the go-ahead run with the Danny Echeverria at second base on the Duffy base hit to right. Echeverria avoided the tag not once, not twice, but 3 times, and he finally got that left hand to the plate. And on to the 9th we go. Matt Duffy set to lead off against Jason Adams. Adams struck out Crone to end the 8th. High pop foul coming back and out of play. Fans looking for cover here with some light rain falling. 1-1. So all day they've been talking about rain here, and it literally has held off until the 9th inning. A little base hit punched through the middle by Duffy. That's his 3rd hit. He's 3 for 4 tonight, picking up 3 of the 8 hits for the Rays.
Well, we highlighted him in the open. He continues to swing the bat well. Going right back up the middle here, down in the count, but boy, stayed right through the baseball and right through the middle of the field. You see how the defense plays him honestly because he uses the whole field.
Alex Colomé up in the bullpen for the Rays as they hold this 2-1 lead. Ramos takes the pitch for a strike. Inside, 1-1. Fastball, that's back and out of play. Some down in the count. Ramos had the 18-game hitting streak come to an end with an 0 for 4 yesterday in Baltimore. 0 for 3 so far tonight. Pops it up. That will wind up out of play. Down among the umbrellas. A little lighter now. Cozy under those umbrellas.
Set the mood. I like it.
1-2 count here. Breaking ball, and they got a little bit of it to foul it.
Pretty good job there by Ramos. That was a pretty good and well located breaking ball there by Adam. Just trying to stay alive. You know, the Rays would like to give themselves and Alex Colomé some breathing room.
Fastball up and away, 2-2. And Adam, this right-hander who we mentioned is a local product. He went to Blue Valley Northwest High School over in Kansas. Swing and a miss. That fastball at 95. And he strikes out Ramos with it.
I tell you, he's been impressive with the curveball and then that fastball. Really short, quick arm action, and he's getting it into the mid-90s.
You know, he was with the Kansas City organization and then wound up with the Padres for a time. Spent a couple years when he did not pitch because of injury in 2015 and 16, and signed with the Padres. Runner goes, pitches a strike, and Duffy is thrown out trying to steal. Merrifield put the tag on it.
This goes back to what Michelle was talking about earlier with Salvador Perez, catch and throw. Look at that. I mean, in plenty of time.
So the caught stealing erases the base runner. Outside, it's 1-1. After coming back from the injury for Adam, he signed with San Diego, released by their organization, and then picked up again by Kansas City. And he's throwing the ball pretty well in this outing.
He's been impressive. And when you look at the Kansas City Royals, you made mention of the fact they had the highest ERA in Major League Baseball. Well, their bullpen, as far as ERA goes, is the worst in Major League Baseball. But boy, Adams has shown himself well here tonight.
Breaking ball is strike 3 call, and the Rays are out in the 9th. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th inning. It's a 1-run ball game. Alex Colomé ready in the bullpen. Our ball game heads into the bottom of the 9th inning. The Rays lead it 2-1. The run scored by Echeverria in the 6th inning, the difference in this ball game. And as we head into the bottom of the 9th, the Rays will bring on Alex Colomé.
Well, the slimmest of margins to work with, but Alex has been very good as of late. Rays need 3 outs. He's on for the 18th time. A strikeout an inning.
So here we go. The first pitch swung on and a fly ball toward the line, back into the corner and right and over to make the catch. Gomez, 1 away, 1 pitch, 1 out.
2 hands too. All these outs, the last 3, sometimes the toughest ones to get. And Carlos Gomez covers a ton of ground and makes that catch fair territory.
1 down and John Jay at the plate. 2 young lefties started this game. Ryan Yarbrough for the Rays. Pitch to Jay is a strike. Eric Skoglund for Kansas City. That's too low, 1-1. He's grounded out, struck out, and grounded out again. The 1-1 pitch. Upstairs a bit. 2-1. Colomé worked 1 inning in the 2nd game of Saturday's doubleheader when the Rays won that game 10-3. And he misses away.
Well, time to come back and make a pitch here. The last thing that the Rays need is a free pass, and Kevin Cash thinking the same thing, and let's see if Colomé is able to come back and get him.
That's a strike.
Boy, that little opening down there has been called an awful lot tonight. That ball clearly off the plate, down and away, but
Jay was called out on a pitch similar to that back in the 4th inning.
and in the 1st inning, I think strike 1 against him was in the same spot. So he's been getting worked over out there.
3-2, this one toward the line, and that is going to get past the diving field and back into the corner. Jay at second base going to make the turn, and the throw's not going to be in time. He goes all the way to 3rd.
I think Johnny Field right now is thinking to himself, why did I dive? That's what we were all, that you knew this was going to be a tight, close play as the ball slicing away from him. If you angle back and just knock it down, at worst, it's going to be a double. But by diving, it's all or nothing, and that ball eludes the glove, and once it gets by him, John Jay is going to hustle all the way to 3rd base, and now with less than 2, the Rays forced to bring that infield in.
And Ryan Goins will be the hitter. Kyle Snyder's going to make a trip to the mound. Well, if the Rays are to win this one, it's not going to come easily. Goins is the hitter with Gordon on deck behind him. Break up the conference on the mound. Triple for Jay, his 2nd of the year. the potential tying run just 90 feet away. The other thing you have to worry about is that cutter that sometimes can be sharp into the dirt. Infield up. And a cut and a miss, strike one. Orange replaced Cuthbert at third base in the 8th inning. You can be aggressive up there at the plate. And a ground ball foul outside of first.
Well, now you've got the opportunity to expand and punch out.
See if they can use that aggressiveness against him.
No, he goes back to that. You know, even that first cutter that he threw him looked nothing like a cutter.
Yeah.
That was a hard slider with depth to it. And you could go right back to it, but as you pointed out, you got to be careful of bouncing it, and Wilson Ramos is going to have to smother it if they indeed go down that road.
The 0-2 and strike three called. He got him at the knees. On the corner out there for out number 2.
Wow, is that pitching? I'll tell you what, man. This pitch right here, you talk about executed. Backdoor cutter right into that bottom knees corner. That one is absolutely on the plate. No gift there. And that's why you see Ryan Goins just head back to the dugout. He knew it.
2 gone, and here is Alex Gordon, the veteran outfielder. 0 for 3 tonight. Shift is on for him. And a ground ball bounced to the right side, strike one.
Isn't it amazing how with the game hanging in the balance, they're still like, you know what, we're going to play the shift. If you can hit a ground ball to the left side, good for you. We don't think you can do it. You know, you keep one guy back, but he's got a lot of room to work with over there. And you don't even have to hit it hard. But they still are so sure that's what they're going to play.
And a ground ball to the right side, right to Echeverria. Bobbles, throw to first, got him. And this game is over. Echeverria made it interesting there at the end, but out of the shift, he throws out Gordon to end this game. How about that?
I mean, and the Rays are right. Pull him all over there, and he hits a ground ball right into the teeth of it. There's Echeverria. Guy hasn't made an error since July 30th of last season, and he made it interesting, but bottom line, the play was made. The Rays win. See you tomorrow.
2-1 the final. Took 2 hours and 33 minutes to play it. Yarborough will get the win. A save for column A. For Brian Anderson and Michelle Margot, Dwayne Stats. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast. Rays are winners. See you tomorrow.